Welcome to the Late to Work podcast with Diamond and Wild. I'm Diamond. That's not Wild. That's Joker. Joker, what's your ETA?
Uh, right now, it's looking like 8:09 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're looking at 21 under currently. How about yourself?
I can't really say. Your text woke me up, so I'm running pretty late.
Oh wow,
I always,
that's really late.
yeah, it is. It's late. I always really appreciate when people reach out to me about the pod because sometimes it really is the thing that drags me out of bed. I had just been
Mm,
hitting snooze over and over again. I'm just so tired.
yeah, I don't know. I'm dragging pretty good myself this morning too. I slept like crap last night. Um, and I'll say this: I never thought for a second about like being late or something like that, but at my previous jobs, I would get into bad habits of calling out sick. Um, some would probably say too often, but I wasn't thinking about calling out sick. I was thinking about texting my boss that I had a flat tire so I could work from home and get another like hour and a half of sleep. Which isn't that's not as bad, right? As just like calling in sick. I figured.
Uh, no, I think I know some people. Deuce, for instance, would text his boss and just be like, "I feel like crap today. Can I work from home?" And his boss was pretty much like, "Yeah,
I feel like I'm still too early into this job. So long story short, I dragged my ass into the car. I'm going through the daily grind with all these other jamokes out here on I-76. But so
yeah,
so
you're
no,
you're you're
I was
probably
just
right.
gonna yeah, right move, right?
Yeah, I don't think you're new enough in, but I think you're too new, rather. But I think if you give it a minute, give it another couple months, I think you could just." Once every month or two, I think you just be like, "Can I work from home? I'm not feeling 100%."
Yeah, I should keep that in mind. It always came back to bite me too, to where I would call out on days where I wasn't actually sick. So on days where I was sick, I would have to be at the office at that point. Um, and it just, I don't know, like the mental calculus never came out on top for me. Um, but
Yeah,
what,
I admit it's always the people who call in sick crying wolf who end up coming to work with the flu because they're gonna get in trouble if they call in sick again.
yeah, that
And
was me.
in my previous life, I remember some of those employees like getting mad at me and being like, "You see how sick I am?" And I would have to be like,
You
"Listen,"
claim I'm the world's smallest violin.
I'd be like, "No, it's awful," and you can stay home. It's just that you're gonna get written up.
Yeah, like
It's a
like
shitty situation to be in, but they miss too much work.
when I was at Spectrum, right, in order to kind of garner as much sympathy as I could, I came in with the positive COVID test. I said, just so you guys know how much of a company man I am, I'm here, I'm sick, and I'm ready to work. And I just slammed the positive PCR on the desk.
I can't remember.
Needless
Is
to
this true? I think it is
nah,
true, right?
no, it's not true.
Oh, I thought you did something similar to that at some point. So I'm supposed to be walking
Or
out the
did I?
door right now, real quick. I'm supposed to be walking out the door right now. I am not dressed. I'm gonna have to wear the same
Put
white
pants on.
tee. I'm gonna have to wear the same white tee and underwear that I wore yesterday. I'm getting some new socks out of the sock box. I probably have time to change the white tee and the underwear now that I'm sitting here saying it. It's feeling grosser and grosser by the minute. But I have to take a dump as well, like pretty bad. And I'm gonna have to hold it, get through all my meetings, and then excuse myself. I'm going to have to find a safe place to go, and then I'm going to have no bidet. And for me, not having a bidet, that's a way to have a bad day.
Would you say that you're gay for bidets?
Without a bidet, I'm having a bad day. That's
That's okay. It's a bad day without it.
every time.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting all these different amenities that we attach our like daily routines to. Like, are you and your Tim Squatty Potty fans?
I actually just picked up another one. I had one years ago, and I just picked up another one just to help, you know, keep things moving.
Because I know people who can't go without one.
I wouldn't say I
It's
can't go
maybe
without it.
maybe we just need to like boil this morning routine down to like the lowest common denominators. Get rid of the bidet, get rid of the squatty potty, get rid of the toothbrush, just so you're kind of checking off all the necessary boxes and none of the fluff. You got to get back into that meat and potatoes morning routine.
What is the meat and
You know,
potatoes?
the meat and potatoes. It's a hearty breakfast. It's a hearty breakfast of meat and potatoes. I'd say meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes is literally just meat and potatoes.
All right,
You
stop
get your
brushing my
meat and
teeth. Stop,
potatoes.
stop changing my clothes. Uh,
Eat your meat and potatoes and get your ass out the door.
I should have eaten it. If I had meat and
That's,
potatoes, I'd be on time.
so what's your go-to breakfast on the fly? Or are you just gonna coast to lunch?
None,
Yeah,
none. Uh, Feeling too hungry and being angry that I'm too hungry.
yeah. This is the perfect storm. This is gonna be. And are you meeting with a lot of fine stuff? Oh, let me ask you
Who
this, because
knows?
at my job, end of June is a really busy month for sales agents to meet like their like half a year quotas or deadlines or whatever. Was is this like a really busy time of year for you guys or
No, no,
no?
not
You
really.
guys don't have like quarterly benchmarks and stuff or
Yeah, I mean the quarter just finished, and it's different. It's different though because like it's healthcare, so and like there's got to be people there to take care of, and the people like going out in the summertime and going on vacation and stuff, not going to the dentist.
I
So,
gotcha.
so it's a little bit slower.
I gotcha. All right. Um, you know what I've kind of gotten in the habit of doing? So I changed my morning routine since I've moved down here. I've gotten rid of the shower um, in the morning. I switched to shower in the evening. Um, did not have my meat and potatoes this morning,
Uh-oh.
but I've been packing a yogurt with granola, and I never thought I'd be the kind of person who's been eating. I'll go with the Greek Greek yogurt Chobani. And if we've got any kind of people who are into nutrition, any of these ladies who monitor their figures could let me know. I've been going with the Chobani low-fat Greek yogurt. As far as Greek yogurts go, how is that one? If any of these ladies could get back to me, but I never thought I'd be in a position where I'd be like where I'd be packing. I mean, not that I never brought my own lunch or anything like that, but it's been a daily occurrence here. Although today I was a little lazy. I no meat and potatoes, but I just got my yogurt today. So we're
Yeah, I eat a lot of yogurt now too because you can just grab it and go. I got to give a quick update
yeah.
here. So I should be leaving about now. I haven't changed my clothes. I've got a dirty pair of socks from last week. I've got a decent shirt and decent pants. I am changing my decision. I'm gonna go get a new white tee and new underwear. I think the juice is worth the squeeze for the freshness. Um,
Yeah.
so I gotta go on mute for a second because I'm gonna have to go back around my family and I don't want to wake them up doing this pod. So hang on for a minute and
Okay.
I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. Um, I guess we could probably get into Fourth of July plans too. I'll just throw this out there while we have Diamond on mute at the moment, but I'm not looking forward to the next few days either. Well, I Wednesday tomorrow I got an Airbnb up in Cape Cod. The plan is to go see one of our listeners and an old friend of mine. God, what's the best way I can do this nickname? Tim, Tim. Um, and I'm going up with Lindsay. I got us in, or my Tim. I've got us an Airbnb, and I plan on being stuck in Fourth of July traffic for about half of the 4 days I'm going to be up there. Um, I don't know why Fourth of July ends up being as bad of a traffic holiday as it is. But maybe it's just because we see the worst of it because we live close to the coast. So we get the worst of like the Jersey Shore trash and um, the other mongrels escaping out of their little caves and underneath their rocks.
All right, I'm back. I have
Um,
no idea what you're talking about, but uh,
I'm
are you talking
filling dead air.
what?
I'm filling dead air. All right. I'm
It sounded poetic. Are you talking about traffic from Fourth of July? Because I imagine having the Liberty Bell doesn't do you any favors.
no, but I'm not sure the draw that's going to be this week. But I got an Airbnb for me and my Tim, and we're leaving Wednesday. And I actually get out of work early tomorrow for the holiday. And then I'm going to be in the Cape until Sunday. And I was just telling the listeners that the plan is to see our listener A Tim, because he, his wife, and their child. Did AA? You know who I'm talking about, right?
I got a pretty good idea.
Did they have a boy or a girl? I can't remember.
It's
They had a.
it's a boy,
It's a boy.
and I don't know
It's a
how
boy.
recently you've spoken to AA, but he had a pretty. Our friend is not well. He had a pretty serious injury. Did he talk to you about this?
No, he didn't. Are we doxing him?
We're gonna dox him. He
All right.
he'll
Use your
probably be
judgment.
well enough. Now, first off, you're going to Cape Cod, is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
God, I was just in Maine, and uh I love the ocean. I
It's
didn't.
gonna be
I
fucking
assume Cape
beautiful.
Cod's
I'm
very
so.
similar, but
Yeah.
are you gonna be able to eat lobster there?
If I can afford it.
There you go. It's the cheapest lobster in the world out there because it falls out of their ears. So AA Tim was visiting his mother. He was visiting some family. Sorry, my belt was slapping around here, and he got tangled up with his mother. From what I understand,
Oh,
he's walking.
I did not hear about this.
He's walking. His mother's walking in the opposite direction. They kind of bump into each other. His toe goes inside of her sandal. And in the shuffle of people slamming, they must have been going at a very high speed because she ripped his toe and
Oh
like
my
cracked it
God!
off the side of his foot. So like his pinky
What
toe just
the
broke
hell?
clear off because it got stuck in
Oh
his
my
mother's
God!
sandal. It's demonic.
That is awful.
It's demonic, and I'm
Huh.
sorry, AA Tim. It's a little demented. Like the fact that that can happen is like almost like laughably, like he's not stupid.
What
It's
a
stupid that his toe couldn't handle the sandal, or it's stupid that the sandal was designed with such destructive power. One of the two.
what a vulnerable appendage the pinky toe is. You know, I mean, like the likelihood of it getting snagged is so few and far between. But if that thing gets caught on anything, I mean, like it's walking on a razor's edge between its normal state and it being, snapped clear off.
Yep.
So wait, so did you reach out with any advice as somebody who had regularly suffered traumatic toe injuries,
No,
TTI, traumatic toe injury?
I think that maybe I should have, but I think he's no rookie to breaking things, is what I'm realizing
He's
here.
not. He's not a stranger to it.
Yeah, so
But
he
I
he,
feel,
he knows a thing or two about getting bones snapped, so I just
oh my
figured he had
gosh.
it under control.
If if I mean, like there was a long time where AA was my best friend back in the day, and we were very close. I mean, still love each other, but not as, it's just kind of life gets in the way a little bit. But I'm really looking forward to seeing him. If I know AA's mom the way I do, I mean, she must have been just beside herself, upset that she had done that to AA, even accidentally. I mean, she must be living with this burden that she's placed on herself as um, potentially having disabled her son.
Y-
But oh my God, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, I can only imagine the grief that a mother would feel. You create this child, you bring them into the world, and then you use your
And then you snap
sandal.
off her pinky toe.
Yeah, you use your sandal as a cruel dismembering device to amputate your poor boy. It's just not
My
right.
God. Um, yeah, so that's all I was doing. I was filling in. So I'm gonna have to bring this up to AA Tim, and I'll get the scoop, and with his blessing, I'll divulge what information he'll allow me to, and get his permission to talk on the pod. So I won't be on Thursday,
Me either.
on my usual guest spot. Okay, so what do you got going on for 4th of July?
Well, I'm off work Thursday, and then we're closed on as our typical. We're closed on Friday, so I've got a 4-day weekend.
Typical.
Um, we were gonna go on a trip, but we just went on some trips, and we were gonna figure out if there's somewhere we could bring the dogs because we didn't want to board them, and we thought maybe it'd be fun, but that got too complicated as well. The end result is that we found a service that I won't name. I won't name them because I'm not going to give them any positive press until they sponsor me. But we found a service where you can book a hotel just for its amenities and not for its room. So, for instance, there's a hotel with a pool and a bar and a restaurant in Nashville, and you lay by the pool and they'll bring you food and drink, and it's $35 a person to get in there and basically pretend that you're staying at the hotel as one of their guests, when in reality you're just using this pass. So
I'm if I might be blunt, that is easily one of the worst offers I have ever heard. Like that, what an odd kind of, I like
I'm
that
thrilled.
when you were first going over it, the only thing I could think of was, I mean, like they must get the biggest fucking suckers in Nashville to go ahead and sign up for this. Well, Tommy, you're paying $35 to use their bar and restaurant
and pool.
and pool. So you and your Tim, you guys better go in the pool because if you're not going in the pool, yeah, I mean, so you're paying $35 to use the pool.
Yeah.
Let's all right, so let's call it what it is. You're paying $35 to use the pool.
Yep.
I have to imagine that there's probably a cheaper option as far as pools go,
Oh yeah.
or public pools go, maybe like a Y or something like that.
Yeah. But I
Um,
don't want to do that. I
within
don't
the
want to go swim in the public on July 4th.
okay, um, okay. Uh, are you in your Tim big water people?
Yeah.
Do you anticipate yourselves going in the pool? You're going to use the pool.
Yeah. My Tim was like a lifeguard growing up. She's obsessed with swimming. So, like, in order to keep her happy, you have to give her a pool that she can swim a few laps in every now and then. It's part of the prescription for a happy marriage is to get her into a pool, especially on a hot day because she's cranky when it's hot. So, um,
Sounds like they could use it. I'm pretty sure there's still a pretty decent lifeguard shortage in the country.
I don't think she, I
Um,
don't think she wants to do that anymore.
maybe she could post up while you guys are getting swindled by your poolside Fourth of July
So, I,
bonanza.
I, I think I'm excited about it. I can see your point. I wonder if I could have just wandered into the hotel and just pretended I was a guest. Um, that
Well,
I
I'm assuming you probably need some kind of room key to access the pool area, but I just feel like for $35, I don't know, that's just it sounds like such a it sounds like you're getting shorted just by the way you describe the deal. $35 and you get to use all so I think this is what it is. It's $35. You get to use all of the hotel's amenities except for the room, which is the only reason people go to hotels.
so here's my thing.
Like you go to a hotel for the room, and they've talked you into a way of paying to be at their hotel without using the room.
Here's my thinking. All right, I love to
Okay.
lay out at the pool and buy drinks and food and have people bring them to me, and I just get drunk and I lay there and I swim and I eat and I drink and I swim and I eat. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and it's
I
rare.
like it too. I mean, it sounds good on paper.
It's rare that I've been able to do that. Really, probably the best example was my honeymoon, where we had like basically no budget for food and drink. But the reality is that I have spent hundreds, if not over $1,000, to ship me and my Tim to somewhere around the country to lay by their pool, order their food and drink. So I get to skip the part where I sleep in an unfamiliar place. I get to skip the part where I spend time traveling and money, especially traveling, and I just get to go pretend that I traveled somewhere that has a pool with food and drink, but it's 10 minutes from my house. So to me, I'm saving hundreds and hundreds of dollars that I would have spent on a vacation because at the end of the day, all I ever wanted to do was lay there, eat and drink it anyway.
I think my criticism will end with you getting to enjoy a nice holiday with your wife in a way that the two of you like to enjoy it. So I think ultimately $35 for a nice afternoon spent with someone you love, um, doing some R&R, I think is okay. I was just caught off guard because I've never heard of a hotel offering something like that. Um, but I think if you just sell it as a way for you and your Tim to enjoy each other's companies and relax and recharge, I think that is worth
Some would argue that the room is the worst part of hanging at the hotel. When you go to a like a mediocre hotel that like is kind of billing itself as fancy, but it's kind of somewhere in the middle. Usually the lobby is beautiful, the amenities are beautiful, and you get to your room and it hasn't been redone since like 1982, and it was cool back then, and you're just glad that it's clean and but it's like you got to check your bed for bed bugs. You got to worry, did they wash these sheets? Did they wash these towels? There's all these things that you don't know, and I just get to go home
it.
and
Yeah,
sleep in my bed.
yeah, yeah, uh, yeah. All right, so you're in the car now. It sounds like.
I'm in the car.
Can I get a guesstimate as far as your expected arrival time?
Can you tell me what time it is?
So here's this is going to piss off some of the ladies. My car clock also is not accurate.
Oh,
Um,
you saved that
I
one
think
for
it's
a
like,
rainy day. Tell us.
yeah, no, it's never really mattered too much. But I should just switch it. It's like 3 minutes behind, but I'm looking at my phone. 7:51 Eastern, so you're looking at 6:50. You're Central, right?
Yeah, it's 6:51 here. Uh, it's set 6:59 on my car clock. I won't measure the difference. So 6:51. I'm gonna be there in about 6 minutes. So I'm gonna be just absolutely not making my 10 under commitment, and I'll be lucky to get to the 7 o'clock on time. I won't be super prepared for my morning meeting, and I have to poop still. So we're gonna have to get through the next hour of meetings. And then I'm going to run. I'm probably going to use the handicap restroom, which really bugs me because it takes forever for the door to close. And I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but there's a second door in the back of the handicapped bathroom. So, like, you go in, you hit a button, the door opens very slowly and then closes very slowly. So that if you're like wheelchair bound, you can get yourself in and out with plenty of time. But if you're able bodied, you just have to stand there embarrassed while everybody knows what you're about to do. Then you lock it with a button that says locked and it lights up when it's locked. And then you use the bathroom. And if you look over your right shoulder, there's a door that's just cracked open all the time. Now, that door is to a mechanical room slash supply area. And I have always wondered, is there some building employee, maintenance employee, janitorial staff, and they've gone in for supplies and they're too embarrassed to tell me that they're back there, and I'm dropping bombs on the toilet and they're just having to sit in that little
Right.
closet in the dark and wait for me to finish so that they don't embarrass me. So in the back of my head, I'm always like, there's somebody sitting in this little door over my shoulder while I'm shitting. And I would rather shit at home with my bidet. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I don't blame him. You know, you're effectively in that janitorial employee's office at that point.
Yeah, more or
You know, the
less.
same way that, yeah, the same way that you would have, a client in your office to discuss financing or payment options, things along those lines. I mean, each time, you're having yourself a sit down in the disableds, you're effectively you're making an appointment with that member of the custodial staff. So you're really, I guess, if anything, you're probably infringing on his space or their space, I should say. Um, but I think you're most likely good. I feel like a member of the cleanup crew, so to speak, for an alliteration there. They're not going to care too much about, like, they're not one to be. I don't want to put this. They're not like they don't care too much about vanity, because they're around
They don't care about poop. They clean
people
poop
going through
every
the
day.
bathroom all the time. Yeah, Yeah, like they're gonna walk out. They're gonna announce themselves. If they are there, I don't think that they're going to be too embarrassed to step out. While you're rocking the stall doors there.
I think I think this time, and there's no stall, so that's why it's just you in in a rectangle with a door behind you.
I'm having a lot of trouble picturing what you're
It's
describing.
a one person potty, so you got to get through the strange door, and then there's just a toilet and a sink and a place to dry your hands, and then the door to the mechanical room in the back.
Still nothing.
Can't get it.
There's not a single thought. There's not a single thought going through my head right now.
All right. Well, I thought I've described it well, so I'm gonna
You
take pride.
probably this
Let's
is
see in the Discord if anyone's gonna talk about it. If anyone's gonna give you advice about yogurt, you won't read it, of course, but we'll see if it's in the Discord. And
I know. I'm gonna get on the Discord momentarily.
yeah, yeah, sure you
You
are.
guys,
I've
you
been
guys
saying
will
it for
blink.
weeks.
You'll blink, and Joker will be on the Discord.
Uh-huh. All right, I gotta go. I'm here. It's 7:04. Oh, 6:56. I have to go right now. Have a wonderful day, Joker. I'm Diamond, that's Joker, and I am late to work. See ya.
All right. See you, Diamond.